The government of India has expressed regret over the incident. The Union Home Minister Amit Shah told Parliament, speaking out for the first time on the deaths of 14 civilians in Nagaland after a blotched up army operation. 14 villagers and a soldier died in Nagaland's Mon district over the weekend after an army operation went horribly wrong. An army unit in Nagaland mistook a group of villagers, coal miners, to be insurgents and opened fire on them, killing 13 unarmed civilians. An SIT has been formed and has been directed to complete the investigation within a month, the Home Minister said in Parliament. But he stopped short of addressing the elephant in the room. The Armed Forces Special Powers Act, which grants soldiers, any soldiers involved in this ambush, immunity from prosecution.
2 days after a horrific botched encounter by one of the Army's most elite Special Forces units, these cremations of 14 innocent civilians in Nagaland's Mon district.
Turn back.
Today across parts of the state, a great deal of tension, with people stepping out onto the roads to physically stop the movement of army convoys.
नागालैंड में हुई इस दुर्भाग्यपूर्ण घटना
In Parliament, the Home Minister deplored the army action but fell short of announcing any waiver of the Armed Forces Special Powers Act, which grants soldiers involved in this ambush immunity from prosecution. Dissatisfied with his reaction, the opposition walked out.
भारत सरकार नागालैंड में हुई इस दुर्भाग्यपूर्ण घटना पर अत्यंत खेद व्यक्त करती है और मृतकों के परिवारों के प्रति गहरी संवेदना व्यक्त करती है.
In Nagaland, multiple calls from civil society leaders and even the Chief Minister to put an end to the act so that the army soldiers can be tried for murder.
मिनिस्टर से बात किया, वो उन लोग का बहुत सीरियस ले रहा है. उन लोग को इस केस का 11 लाख दिया और भी 5 लाख दिया और इंजर्स को 50,000 दिया. हम लोग भी हमेशा गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया से पूछता है ये कि ये रिमूव करो. इसलिए हम हिंदुस्तान है बिगेस्ट डेमोक्रेटिक कंट्री इन द वर्ल्ड and this is a draconian law.
A demand echoed by other BJP allies in the northeast.
In the last many years that the Armed Forces Special Power Act has been there, it has only been counterproductive and there has been more unrest.
The BJP state unit in Nagaland has strongly issued a strongly worded letter calling the killings genocide. Army sources tell NDTV that 13 soldiers who were involved in the botched ambush on Saturday were later attacked by villagers wielding machetes. One soldier was killed on the spot, 13 had injuries, 3 are serious. Army sources say they were not trying to dispose of the bodies as alleged in this preliminary inquiry report by the Nagaland government. The army inquiry is being headed by a major general, while a police investigation is being headed by a special investigating team. Though so far, the police team has not asked the army for permission to question the special forces officers. Serious questions are now being asked on how the army should conduct its operations. Will the charges of murder stick since soldiers preemptively opened fire on unarmed villagers, or will they be protected by the Special Powers Act? How will the delicate peace process in Nagaland be impacted by this operation that went so dreadfully wrong? With Ratnadeep Chaudhary, Vishnu Shom for NDTV.
And the Russian president lauded India as a great power. Vladimir Putin was speaking in New Delhi on a brief visit, a 5-hour-long visit to India to bolster military and energy ties. Prime Minister Modi called this a reflection of the Russian leader's commitment to ties with India. The Russian president, meanwhile, said the two countries continue to cooperate on the global agenda, expressing concern about the situation in Afghanistan. The visiting Russian president on Monday flagged the fight against terrorism, drug trafficking and organized crime as key challenges on which both countries will have to cooperate.
मैं जानता हूं कि पिछले 2 वर्ष में कोरोना कालखंड में ये आपका दूसरी विदेश यात्रा है. अब भारत ने आपने जिस प्रकार से भारत के प्रति आपका लगाव है उसका ये एक प्रकार से प्रतीक है और भारत रशिया संबंधों का कितना महत्व है वो इससे साफ होता है और इसके लिए मैं आपका बहुत आभारी हूँ.
Мы относимся к Индии как к великой державе с дружественным нам народом и с замечательной предысторией наших отношений.
We perceive India as a great power, a friendly nation, and a time-tested friend.
Нас, безусловно, беспокоит все, что связано с терроризмом.
Naturally, we are concerned about everything that has to do with terrorism.
И борьбой с ним, даже как с наркотиками, с организованной преступностью.
I mean the fight against terrorism, also fighting drug trafficking and organized crime.
The visit of President Putin is short, but nonetheless highly productive, highly substantive. There were excellent discussions between the two leaders. The visit concluded in a joint statement titled India-Russia Partnership for Peace, Progress and Prosperity. The joint statement captures the state and future potential of our relationship. In all, a record number of 28 agreements or MOUs were concluded during this visit. These agreements were both government to government as well as business to business.
Well, the S-400 deal doesn't have only symbolic meaning. It has very important practical meaning for Indian defense capability. And the situation is basically underway. The deal is being implemented. We witness attempts on the part of the United States to undermine this cooperation.
And amidst the signing of these military deals with Russia, India raised the issue of unprovoked aggression from China. The defense minister said that India faced unprovoked aggression on its northern borders for more than a year during the first ever India-Russia 2+2 dialogue. And two more Omicron variant cases in Mumbai were reported on Monday. India now has at least 23 cases of the Omicron variant of the coronavirus. 10 Omicron cases now have been detected in Maharashtra, 9 in Rajasthan, 2 in Karnataka and 1 each in Gujarat and in Delhi, the national capital. The Parliamentary Standing Committee on Health has now called for a high-level meeting on this variant, this new variant, to be held on the 9th of December in Parliament. Meanwhile, the two new cases reported out of Maharashtra are being known or called as the Omicron patient number 22 and number 23. India's Omicron patient number 22 is a 37-year-old man who came from South Africa to Mumbai on the 25th of November. India's Omicron patient number 23 is a 36-year-old who arrived from the US on the 25th too. Neither of them are showing any symptoms. They're currently being treated and observed at a hospital in Mumbai. Both have been fully vaccinated with the Pfizer vaccines, and the Maharashtra government says that any persons that they may have been in contact with are being traced down. And New York announced a private sector vaccine mandate over Omicron fears. The order goes further than the nationwide mandate set by President Joe Biden for companies with more than 100 employees to vaccinate workers by the 4th of January. That has been stalled by court suspensions. Now, this mandate will go into effect on the 27th of December. That's what the mayor of New York, Bill de Blasio, said. And it applies to in-person employees who are in the workplace with other co-workers. And that's not all. New York City will now require proof of vaccination for children from the ages of 5 to 11 for indoor dining, for entertainment, etc. And the news coming in from back home. Right-wing Hindu fundamentalist groups, activists of these groups, stormed into a school, the St. Joseph School in MP's Vidisha district, and pelted stones on the school building and damaged property of the school building. They are alleging religious conversion by this Christian missionary school. All right, let's go across to Anurag Dware. Anurag, some very disturbing visuals, and what is makes it even worse is that there were students in the school at this point of time who were taking their mathematics exams inside the school. What exactly transpired here.
Yes, Sarah, the violence in premises of the school located in Ganj Basoda happened when class 12 students were appearing in mathematics examination inside the school, and they had a narrow escape in the attack. And anger was brewing among students, I beg your pardon, among the residents of Ganj Basoda town, following reports in sections of the local media and social media about religious conversion of 8 children. Acting on a complaint in the matter, the NCPCR also had recently written to the Vidisha collector for conducting a probe into alleged religious conversion of 8 children. But today, the saffron outfits as well as the locals stormed into the St. Joseph School premises, pelted stones, alleging religious conversion. And recounting the horror, one of the students had said they had a narrow escape as after the window glasses started falling in the examination hall, they were shifted to other part of the school. And demanding a thorough probe into the alleged religious conversion of students by missionary school, the local Bajrang, the leader, has said that if the school was found indulgent in religious conversion, then it should be bulldozed. But the school had also denied all the allegations of religious conversion. Brother Anthony said that despite the administration police having been informed in advance about possibility of disturbance, timely action was not taken. But the SDM of Ganj Basoda has also said that they have, started a probe into the alleged religious conversion as well as the stone pelting incident in Ganj Basoda school. Sarah?
Thank you, Anurag, for this. These hooligans have no respect or value for education either, clearly. And we heard from the manager of the school about this incident.
अभी मैं ये प्रोग्राम इधर लोग इकट्ठे होने के बाद भी इतना न्यूज़ देने के बाद सब लोगों को मैंने इंफॉर्मेशन अथॉरिटी को देने के बाद भी इतना लोग इकट्ठे होने की शुरुआत में पत्थर मारने के टाइम पर एक ही पुलिस को न 2 पुलिस को मैंने गेट के सामने देखा.
And welcome back. Now, amidst fears of the Omicron variant of the coronavirus, Kerala has seen a drop of about 91% of international tourists till September 2021. This is compared to 2020. However, the silver lining and the big relief is that there's been a 14% increase in domestic tourism for the corresponding period.
Solo traveller Tony Norgrim from Sweden reached Kerala's Kovalam on 28th November before the checks for Omicron had begun or cases confirmed beyond South Africa. His initial plan was to stay for 2 months, but now he says he may have to cut short his travel.
What do your loved ones back home say?
They say that I should come home.
You should come home.
Yeah. Original plan was I'll be here for 2 months.
Right.
But when Omicron came, I don't know. So I'm looking every day in the, in the newspapers and all information about COVID, Omicron, and if I should depart fast.
At this popular tourist location of Kerala, there's no rush, despite what would have been peak season in pre-COVID times. Only relief is there has been a trickle of domestic tourists.
कोविड आने के 2 साल के बाद में कहीं नहीं गई, पहली बार ही आए हैं. मैम हम मैक्सिमम 7-8 दिन से बाहर ही हैं, पर हमने कहीं मास्क नहीं देखा. ओनली सिर्फ केरला के अंदर ही लोग ऐसे हैं जो एवरीबॉडी, जो ऑटो टैक्सी ड्राइवर, बाहर छोटा बड़ा होटल, सभी में मास्क लगाते हैं.
The first 3 samples of foreign returnees who tested positive and were sent for genomic sequencing has not shown up for the Omicron variant.
So 2-3 samples have turned negative, and we are awaiting 3 more results. We are fully prepared, and so far as treatment facilities and all they are concerned.
But apprehensions triggered by the very infectious Omicron variant has already resulted in cancellations.
Yeah, there was booking after December 20th. There was booking. January, February also we have good booking, but almost all the bookings are cancelled.
Safety amid a pandemic on one hand, on the other, fear of another peak season slipping past without any income. These are tough times with what would have been usually a peak tourism season in Kerala from October to March. With camera person SP Babu, Sneha Koshi for NDTV.
And finally, all the excitement at this hour coming out of Bollywood is about the wedding of Katrina and Vicky, or Katrina and Vicky ki shadi, and the actor Katrina Kaif, dressed in an ochre lehenga, was photographed at Mumbai's airport before flying out to Jaipur for her wedding. Katrina Kaif's big, fat and right now not very secret wedding to Vicky Kaushal takes place this week. Festivities will stretch across 3 days.